from having a headquarters worth $50 million to cracking an even more impressive sales price. Here's how much the UFC is actually worth. Now, who knew that back in 2001 when Dana asked Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta to buy the Ultimate Fighting Championship and to make him president, he'd be doing all of them a huge favor? Not me. You see, Dana White met the owner of SEG, Bob Meyerowitz. He seized the opportunity right then and there. This might come as a major shock, but at that time, they acquired the promotion for just $2 million. And can you guess what it's worth now? Many reports claim that it's one of the most successful sports organizations in the world.
An opportunity to really challenge for a championship. Certainly has.
This makes complete sense, since its net worth has been reported to be close to $7 billion. But how do you get from $2 million to $7 billion? And that too in a little over 20 years.
Right hand, that back for Nurmagomedov. Khabib now on the retreat.
Well, Dana White is gonna have to give us a masterclass for that. What's cool about UFC is that the promotion's journey to $7 billion is not so different from Dana's very own struggles. The man started at the bottom, pretty much like everyone else. He was first a mixed martial arts coach, hoping to make it big. And well, turns out he did. Dana himself has a net worth of $500 million, which is highly owed to his $20 million annual salary. Of course, he's come a long way. The Fertitta brothers ended up selling the company in 2016 for $4 billion. The deal was signed with a group of investors led by WME IMG. If you want to get specific, then the company is owned by the Endeavor Group, which holds a 51% majority stake. The remaining 49% is split between Silver Lake Partners, MSD Capital, and Kohlberg Kravis Roberts. And well, lucky for Dana, he got a fresh stake in the business. Apart from that, he also signed a contract that keeps him as the president of the promotion till 2026. I guess we can expect the promotion to grow a lot in value up until then.
Last combo, he kind of leaped his way, and there's another.
It seems like the man has complete control of the executive decisions, since he's introduced quite a lot of unique endeavors. Yes, I'm talking about the Slap League, which has got some pretty impressive numbers on its own. Now, let's see about the financials of the company. Now, the 2023 stats have not been released yet, but let me tell you this. 2022 was a very profitable year for them. And why wouldn't it be? The company made almost $1 billion in just the first quarter of the year. Now, how cool is that?
Slap of the Esmeralda.
But wait a minute, let's compare this with UFC's performance in 2021.
Lesnar looks to push off.
Now, as you know, 2021 was a pretty dangerous year. The pandemic brought everything to a standstill, and you would expect that a promotion representing contact sports would suffer a lot from this. After all, mixed martial arts aren't really social distance friendly.
Crowd making more noise. It's like, well,
We're tired.
they've only got so much to give. Shout out Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler.
Oh, well, that was not the case at all. In fact, the company ended up generating revenues of more than $1 billion that year. Now, isn't that shocking? What was even crazier was the fact that their revenue increased almost 4 times the next year, in 2022. Now, if the trends remain the same, then the employees at UFC can expect some pretty big bonus checks. Okay, I bet a lot of you are wondering how they were able to earn over $1 billion during the pandemic. Well, they've got their broadcast deals to thank for that. Oh, and apart from that, they also owe a lot to pay-per-view sales. And of course, the ever-growing list of UFC sponsorship deals. What's more is that the promotion takes good care of its biggest fighters. You know, Conor McGregor, he's a pretty good example of this. They spend a lot of money on marketing and turning their best fighters into globally recognized celebrities, which helps in increasing their global viewership. Oh, and apart from this, the the sport has also seen a global rise in popularity over the years. So slowly but surely, things are getting better and better for the promotion. And the fact that Dana White is holding the reins till at least 2026 can only be good news for the promotion. I bet this question has popped up in your mind at least once by now. Would the promotion be worth as much if Dana wasn't the president? Well, that's tricky, because you see, Dana has pretty much become the face of this organization, and while the man has his fair share of controversies, he's still got a huge fan following which he brings to the table. Apart from that, the man is very smart, and when I say smart, I mean extremely smart. Just take a look at the promotion's performance during the pandemic. Now, many of UFC's competitors were struggling to make money during the lockdown, and as it turns out, the promotion managed to conduct stellar and consistent business in 2020. I think that the only person who can be attributed to this success is Dana, and it's clear that the man was very proud of himself at the end of the year. In an interview, he went as far as saying that 2020 was the best year they had ever had. He agreed that this was a very crazy thing to boast about, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. He also pointed out that during the lockdown, the promotion was unhinged. In his own words, "We broke just about every record we have except for the live gate record." Obviously, this just goes to show how dynamic the promotion is, and that it's really well equipped to deal with unprecedented situations with its business model. Speaking of business models, I think it's only fair to talk about the different ways in which the promotion earns its profit. So, most of it pretty much comes from its pay-per-view events. Viewers are charged a fee of around $50 to $70. That might not seem like much, but here's the thing. They hold around 12 to 15 of these events, and some of these fights end up generating millions in revenue. For instance, the Poirier vs. McGregor bout in 2021 generated 1.6 million pay-per-view buys, which of course resulted in a major profit for the promotion. Now, that must have made Dana very happy. Apart from the pay-per-views, the promotion also largely depends on ticket sales, and well, they're doing pretty well in that area also. You see, UFC ended up selling out the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. That's right, there was a lot of hype for UFC 264, and can you guess how much it generated through ticket sales? $15 million. That's right, this much came from ticket sales alone. Apart from this, the company also has quite a lot of sponsorship deals up its sleeves, which makes things even better for them. It's got deals with Reebok, Harley-Davidson, Modelo, and even Bud Light. And just an example of the kind of money we're talking about here, UFC's deal with Reebok was worth $70 million for a 6-year contract. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty sweet to me. Oh, and that's not all. The sale of UFC merchandise has seen an increase of almost 150% over the last few years. And wait till you hear this. ESPN has a 5-year-long contract with the promotion, where it's paying $1.5 billion to get the rights to broadcast its events. Keeping all this in mind, it makes sense that the promotion is worth so much. That's a wrap on UFC's actual net worth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.